My background is Turkish. My parents were born in Turkey, and they come to Australia in 1969, and I was born in Australia. I think my first season in Turkey, winning the Turkish Cup, was a massive deal for us. Obviously, winning it away at Fenerbahce Stadium, and I'm sure you've heard of the history of Graham Souness putting the Galatasaray flag down on the halfway line, which was a massive moment in the history of Galatasaray Fenerbahce derby games. So for me, probably the highlight is my first season over there. Favourite player, I think, was Fernando Redondo. Argentinian player that played at Real Madrid for a long time. He played as a holding midfielder. Although he was left-footed and I'm right-footed, but I just liked the way that he played and try to do the things that he did on the park and try to replicate that as much as I could as a player. I also liked his hair. Oh, he had some good-looking hair as well at that time. So my hair was never going to grow like that, but I wish it did. So he was a massive, and my family was a massive influence on me. Becoming a footballer and pushing me and giving me the opportunities to live that dream. I have a lot of passion for the game. I love the game, and it's something that I've done since the age of 6 as a little kid, playing the game and enjoying the game of football. And whilst I was playing, still in the A-League, I was continuing to do my coaching licenses because I knew that this is the path that I wanted to take after football and stay in football as a coach, and worked very hard to get to the point where I am at this stage. As a player coming here to Wellington, we always enjoyed coming to Wellington. I have some fond memories coming to Wellington. Not so my last, probably a couple of times when I was at North Queensland when we didn't win here. But look, I think the club's developing and they're evolving. It's still a young competition, 15 years in, and every year I think the clubs are becoming stronger and better and getting better at what they do. With also, with the people that they're bringing in, the culture that they're bringing in, I think it helps them moving forward. Look, it wasn't an easy decision. It was a tough decision, to be honest. I had just moved back to Sydney with the family to working at Sydney FC, and obviously every coach that does their coaching badges wants to become a head coach one day. And although I was a young Socceroos head coach for the under-20s national team, I had the opportunity to move to Sydney to work alongside Steve, and then my wife played a massive role in pushing me into this direction to come to Wellington. She says this is something that you've been dreaming of and striving to do and working hard to get to. So, the family, it's not easy to relocate the family from another place to another place, especially in a short amount of time. But, my family and my wife have been supporting me for the last 25 years and been coming alongside, living the dream that I've been dreaming of as well. So, when the opportunity came, she pushed me in the right direction. Yeah, look, I think in everyday life, if you want to become something, there's a lot of sacrifices to be made, to reach that goal. And for me, in football, it's very important as a young player that the most important thing is to be coachable. To be able to take the information on, to be able to try to execute what the coach is actually trying to tell you to do. And for me, the only way you won't succeed in whatever you do, the only one that's standing in your way is yourself. So, if you're how can I put this, where if you're willing to do everything it possibly takes to reach that goal, then you're giving yourself your best chance to get there. Yeah, I think, Brisbane was our first win, but I think our turning point was the win away to Adelaide. The 2-1 win over there, I think that would have sparked and ignited the boys as well to have more belief and more confidence in themselves, and I think that was a massive turning point of our season and one very enjoyable, that because I think it's been 5 years since Wellington Phoenix have won a game in Adelaide. So yeah, I think for me the feel-good moment is watching my players play with a smile on their face and enjoying their football and enjoying the way that we play and enjoying having the ball at their feet. Because as a footballer and myself, when I played as well, you want to play with the ball as much as you can. You don't want to be chasing the other team around. And I think for me the most satisfying thing is players rocking up to training to become better than they were yesterday and actually enjoying the game that they put out there to the fans. I think there's been some really great goals this season from the team, but I think the most satisfying one for me was the 16 passes the team put together against Central Coast and Hoops tapping it in at the end there. So I think that painted a massive picture of the way that we want to play. Ooh, Yeah, let's look at all the games in the A-League have been tough, but I think probably the toughest 2 games so far this season have been Perth Glory, I think. The home game here and then also the away game over there, because I think they're a very well-drilled team, a very disciplined side. Popper's got them working very well, so I think that was probably our most toughest games this season. Vegemite. I haven't tasted Marmite, to be honest, but I think I'm more of a Vegemite guy. Very rare though. Neither, to be honest. I think Cammy's is a feisty little fella, as you've seen the way he plays on the park. So I wouldn't want to be standing his way when he's coming full pelt at you.